Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. In a shocking on-camera interview with the U.S. Sun, Jenelle's ex and father of her middle child, Kaiser, 10, exclusively revealed his concerns about his son's safety and the well-being of the teen mom star's other children, Ensley, 8, and Jace, 15. In the wide-ranging interview, Nathan questioned Jenelle's reasoning for moving to Sin City with her kids in the first place. I heard that she moved around this area, which is absolutely a horrible place to raise children, with the drugs, with the gangs, with the violence, the robbery. It's a terrible place. I'm trying to get out of Las Vegas, and it's in a situation now where my son's here that I'm almost going to have to stay here just because my son's here. Nathan explained that he thought Jenelle was making the right decision by moving Kaiser to Tennessee to live with his grandmother earlier this month. She ultimately changed her mind and pulled him out of Tennessee just 2 weeks into him being there. I thought she was making the right decision in dropping Kaiser off at my mother's house. My mother has raised 5 children. Being a single mother and doing what she did is better than most moms can do with raising a single child, the former teen mom 2-star explained. This in my thought process, I thought this was the opportunity where, at the same time, I could leave Vegas or maybe get my stuff, Nathan's probation, transferred to be up by my son, and give him the guidance and the individual treatment and attention he needed. Because I think Kaiser is really seeking attention right now in some of his behaviors. Nathan then dropped a series of bombshell allegations, which the U.S. Sun is not fully disclosing for the sake of the children's privacy. If anybody hasn't heard the full background story, Kaiser is in a very sticky situation, Nathan began. My son has already edited out for privacy. He already vapes. He's already edited out for privacy. He's already done edited out for privacy. And he's 10 years old, Nathan claimed. He's 10, and for CPS, not to investigate this or take this seriously. It's kind of aggravating me, and at the same time, especially Jenelle, just getting out of a very toxic marriage, going right back into a relationship where a man's living with her again. Jenelle split with her husband of 6 years, David Eason, after a very tumultuous marriage which resulted in 911 calls, restraining orders, and the 36-year-old being accused of strangling her oldest son, Jace. The MTV star has since moved on with her manager, August Keene. So that's her life. She can do what she has to do. But I believe that most people will look at that as a little bit unstable and not getting her priorities straight. Nathan continued. Nathan went on to allege that his son told him he got in trouble at his school over an incident involving vaping. I don't want to make any allegations. I just know what my son has physically told me. And my son told me he has gotten caught vaping. He told me he has done edited out for privacy. He has done edited out for privacy, the father of 2 claimed. Kaiser's dad added about the situation in which he had told him he got into trouble at school for was during the after-school program, adding again for clarity, I heard that it was a vape. Meanwhile, Nathan said he has an open relationship with his 10-year-old son because he knows I'm not going to lay down the hammer on him unless it's something serious that I can't correct, and I'm not in his life where I can't correct it or keep a watch on him 24/7, so it gives me no right to tell him or discipline him. I think the best situation right now is for him to get that individual attention, especially with me. The 37-year-old went on to discuss his disappointment with the involvement of Child Protective Services in Jenelle's household over the years. I wish in certain situations the state CPS or in the court system or something actually took the evidence or took the investigation and took it seriously. But I think they only dig down so deep. And then they close the situation out, and then it becomes now, 8 years later, where the kids are getting in drug trouble, doing drugs. Jenelle strenuously denied to the U.S. Sun having drugs in the house and that Kaiser was caught vaping at school. CPS has been involved in Jenelle's household a number of times before, including in 2019, when the agency briefly removed Kaiser from her home. Nathan said that while Kaiser was with Doris for 2 weeks in Tennessee, he said he missed home. Nathan said his son has gotten used to a roller coaster at Jenelle's home, and that the calmness at Doris was an adjustment for the 10-year-old. He's used to having whether it's chaos or peace or any situation. I told him he needed time to adjust at my mom's house because he was missing home, and I said, just give it some time, give it a couple weeks. I said, you don't understand how fortunate you are. You're in a place where you get one-on-one attention. You can start a new life. You can start making new friends. Everything is new to you to make things correct, and I was really excited for him. Nathan said he was also hopeful to be part of Kaiser's life again in a meaningful way. I was excited for me and his relationship to start rekindling too, because I had the chance to hopefully get transferred and go up there and be with him, so I could have that one-on-one time with him. According to Nathan, Kaiser was just settling in Tennessee before Jenelle made an about-face in her decision to have him stay there. He was already enrolled to school, and he was in school his 3rd day, which was Friday, October 18, and Jenelle walked up there and pulled him out of school, saying he had to go to the hospital. Nathan said Jenelle blamed his mother Doris for the change of heart. She said, my mom started all this drama. Allegedly, a neighbor called CPS on her Jenelle, and she demanded, yelling and screaming, because supposedly, a message was sent to my mother about the CPS calls, saying their concerns and stuff, and she demanded my mom give her the name. I don't know if my mom or didn't, but she hung up the phone and I sent her a text message. She wrote me a few nasty things back. She wrote something about protecting Kaiser. Nathan read off a text message he claimed he sent to Jenelle during their exchange. Heard a different story. My mom said you were just yelling at her. And don't throw stones in a glass house, Missy. I am sure I can point a finger with all the abuse, abandonment, and the hell you have put him through. Now he is 10, smoking vapes, and edited for privacy. Breaking your leg while being intoxicated. Like I said, I keep my mouth shut about a lot of things. And believe me, there is plenty more. The kid is highly neglected, and you are so concerned about what the media says and who's stalking you. Is your concern for yourself or him? Nathan continued in the text message. If you weren't so prideful, you should have left him in my care a long, long time ago. You're going to screw this kid over for the rest of his life, and you don't care. You don't take the time to understand him like I do, he concluded. Nathan, who says he's been sober for over 130 days, hopes his ex gets it together. I hope she gets her crap together. She needs to stop this blame game and blaming everybody else, especially my mom, who didn't do anything, especially when Kaiser was in a pretty darn stable environment. Especially with the family out there, my brother, my sister, nephews, nieces, people who could support him. He was playing with his cousin, you know my nephew? He was going over to Casey's and my brother's house. When he was going over there, they were giving him long life lessons that he can grow and flourish, and things where he can reflect on himself, like, am I really making the right decision? I see how these people are living. I see the stability. I see the tranquility. I see the peace. I see the happiness, the laughter, the love. Nathan continued that that's the environment that he needed to be in, and then he turned to Jenelle and called her out for allegedly making these impulsive decisions and just ripping him out of school, and then going somewhere else. Nathan said, the kid is being tossed around. Jenelle's ex said that the teen mom 2-star has to start looking within herself for what's best for Kaiser. He went on to say, if you can't raise kids, don't raise kids. I know people sometimes make a mistake and they try their best, but if they have another parent or somebody else willing to invest that time and the effort in the kid so he has a successful future, let them. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. I know somewhere inside you want to say you're inadequate, but that's the time you need to know what's selfish and unselfish. And the unselfish need is that Kaiser needs attention right now. And he needs to be in a good environment where he's going to grow in a positive way so he can be a great and an attribute to society when he grows up and not this person who's getting in now in legal trouble like I have been, or making brash decision, or filling that void with women, or, doing things to fill a certain need that isn't productive to a lifestyle. Nathan then went on to project his biggest fear for his son. That's the biggest fear I have. Kaiser is going to get to this age where it's not going to be rainbows and gumdrops anymore. There's going to be consequences, and they're not going to be positive consequences. Nathan was open about the consequences of his own actions during the interview and frequently referenced his fears about Kaiser following a similar path. Nathan is currently on probation after allegedly strangling his sister in 2023. Nathan alleged that he has tried to reach out to his son while he was in Jenelle's care, but that he's often blocked. Me trying to have communication with my son is near impossible. Besides that small little gap where she was actually trying to get along with me when she had her separation from David and she came over here to Vegas to let me see my son. That's the first time. She has always put a barrier between me and my son. I have text messages upon text message asking to speak to my son. Even yesterday, I sent her a text message and I said I would greatly appreciate if I could talk to my son. And she told me not right now. And this is what she always does when we get back to Vegas. You can talk to him. And then I'll text her again, kind of talk to my son. Oh, he's busy. Oh, he's sleeping. Oh, he's doing this. So it's not me not trying to reach out or not me trying to make an effort. It's always this barrier, this false spirit that she puts that Kaiser is doing something else that's more important than having a one-on-one discussion with his father.